I'm a Stewart. My family history is like tied up in all these weird kind of things, and supposedly we're descendants and whoever. The things I hear from my father and my family are totally different to what they're saying in the history lessons. The history lessons we're taught at school, say for example in Germany, the things about the Second World War, the deals between Ford and Hitler, the vodka cola deals about how in fact the Americans were financing the Russian Revolution as soon as Trotsky died. I hear these things and I find these things from different angles and I find it very interesting. The only reason people are defining me as a political singer, all I'm doing is being honest, all I'm doing is saying, reflecting what I'm seeing. If I was writing you a letter, we talk about similar things. The only reason they define me as a political singer is because everybody else is singing dribble. You know? There's no way I could sing Girl, I Love You, Blue Day, bollocks. I was growing up, I was thinking I'm having all these weird thoughts and I was like arguing with my dad and having all these things, but only through music did I find out there were other people in the world that was supposedly crazy as me, and it makes you feel as if you're not in isolation, right? And the only reason I'm still doing music, I could make loads more money out of these weird kind of vaporware, I could, all these weird kind of scientific programs I'm interested in, right? But somebody's got to stand up and say something. I'm making the music I would like to listen to if I went to a club. For me, if it sells 20,000 on it on a small distribution thing, fine. If suddenly I start crossover because everybody's saying I'm the godfather of this scene or the godfather of that scene, so be it. But I'm not thinking about that. I'd be making up tapes at home even if I was a plumber. I never analyse what I'm doing, right? If you ask me about my relationship with Tricky, or my relationship with Grant from Massive, or my relationship with Adrian, we just kind of get on and have a beer and do things. Even if, sometimes the stuff the first thing me and Tricky did, we did in my mate's squat, and it was lying around on a cassette for like 2 years, and suddenly it gets like, Tricky gets Producer of the Year, and who produced it? But it doesn't matter. This whole idea, this kind of corporation, we've got like a biotech wing, we're doing this kind of weird vaporware, inventing all this weird science. I've got lots of things I want to say and I'm prepared to use these channels to communicate, right? And so for me, I want to get the information out. So I'm prepared for like the next 4 years to just keep on working. We've got loads of ideas that we've been working on and just keep on doing it. And for me, maybe when I was younger, I might have got excited about this kind of media thing. But for me, I'd prefer to kind of get back to the hotel and keep on writing on what I'm working on, because I'm on a mission, root of the evil is people not following their conscience and being evil. There's evil people. I could be evil if I wanted to.